morning, Aishwarya. Please take your seat.
Good morning. Thank you, sir.
Sit back in a relaxed way. Good.
Yes,
And may the smile, cheer, enthusiasm all continue
yes,
forever.
yes,
Not just these 30 minutes, not just 30 minutes on 11th of April, but forever.
yes.
Right? Yeah. Now, your actual interview is scheduled for 11th of April. Does that have any special importance?
Sir, I'm not able to recollect right now. But sir, before that, we do have some important event.
Tell us.
Sir, on 6th of April, we have Ram Navami. And sir, yesterday, 3rd April, we had the death anniversary of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
3rd April was yesterday.
Sorry, sir. Today, sir.
You are like 24 hours ahead of the world. 11th April is the birthday of Mahatma Phule. And since you are from Maharashtra, there is a greater possibility that panel may discuss Mahatma Phule and his work with. So tell us what, according to you, is Mahatma Phule's contribution?
So, Mahatma Phule has been instrumental in the socio-religious reform movement in Maharashtra. As his work has been towards uplifting the downtrodden sections of Maharashtra and addressing the caste-based discrimination. And apart from that, sir, along with Savitribai Phule, he was instrumental in starting the first female girls' school in 1948 in Maharashtra. Apart from that, they also started the Bal Hatya Prabandhak Griha.
1948?
1848, sir. And the Bal Hatya Prabandhak Griha as well, which addressed the female infanticide issue. And he was also very much vocal about the kind of discrimination that people face and also talked about their rights from the perspective of dignity as well.
Where did he work?
Sir, his work was majorly in the Pune district, sir.
Which organization did he create?
Sir, I am forgetting the name. Sorry, sir. I should be aware of it.
And whatever work he did in 19th century, do you think it is relevant now in the 21st century?
Yes, sir. He laid the foundation of addressing the discrimination in Maharashtra, and based on that...
That agreed. What is the relevance now?
Sir, even today we see that even if untouchability is not practiced in its more open form, we do see subtle forms of untouchability being practiced. Apart from that, sir, if we see the intercaste marriages in India, they are again very less. Honor killing is still prevalent even. So all of these suggest that whatever his teachings were, whatever work he has done, that should actually act as a guiding path for us and inspire us that these are the social evils that needs to be rooted out from the society.
Good, Aishwarya.
Thank you.
All the best. Yeah.
Hello, Aishwarya.
Hello, sir.
Aishwarya, one thing strikes me is that you have placed Indian Foreign Service as your sixth choice,
Yes.
quite low. Is there any special reason for that?
Sir, as I would want to be staying with my parents, sir, so I do not think they would be very much comfortable shifting with me abroad. And secondly, sir, also the Indian Administrative Service and other services, I would be able to work within India at the grassroots level. So that was the primary.
Okay. You did civil engineering from Veer Mata Jijabai.
Yes.
Tell us something about Veer Mata Jijabai.
So she was a able strategist, a brave warrior, and she was not just a mother to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, but she was the reason why even the Maratha Empire thought of establishing the Hindavi Swaraj. Apart from that, sir, she herself was an able strategist and administrator. So she taught Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj the administrative as well as guerrilla warfare tactics, and it was her one of most contribution, if I would say, is the Torna Fort. She was very much instrumental in guiding Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj in capturing that fort as well.
So you have visited some of the forts
Oh, no, sir, I have not yet visited.
Not yet visited. None of the
Childhood, I have visited to Sindhudurg Fort, but I do not recall it very much.
In fact, why I was mentioning fort was that I wanted to know from you as a civil engineer, what is the specialty in forts so that they have withstood time for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
While every other day, some building collapses here, etc. In monsoon, buildings collapse, etc. What was the civil engineering methods used there? They are standing strong even after centuries.
Sir, one technique was they used stone for their construction, and interlocking technique was used rather than using cement and mortar. So that gives greater stability. Also, to ensure that these were defense forts, so the thickness of the walls was quite more as compared to the normal construction. So that also gives added advantage. Apart from that, sir, they had a zigzag pattern also. For example, Sindhudurg has the zigzag pattern of construction. So that ensures that it is more stable. Apart from that, it shields it from the attack also.
But not in forts, in modern day buildings. If someone wants to test the strength of concrete, how do you test strength of concrete?
Sir, we have the cube test, which is conducted at 7th day, 14th day, and 28th day. And based on that, we have the compression test is done on those cubes, and we can test the concrete strength.
And for the buildings which are already existing,
So for that, we have the rebound test where we can check whether there are any cracks in the construction.
a very recently earthquake happened at Myanmar and Thailand. A 30-story building just collapsed.
Yeah.
What should be done to prevent such collapse and consequent damage if any such earthquake happens here in earthquake zone, seismic zone 4?
Sir, we already have the various codes. For example, in India, we IS 1893. So all the parameters that are mentioned there, they need to be followed when the construction is happening. Apart from that, sir, in the design itself, we need to incorporate certain measures to make the structure earthquake resistant. For example, in case of India, if we are constructing in earthquake prone zone, so we have techniques like base isolation, then dampers could be used. Apart from that, the bracing system and also moment frames can be used to address the impact of earthquake.
You did participate in some robot wrestling
Sir, I was the event coordinator.
event coordinator. But don't robots get damaged during wrestling?
Sir, they do get damaged.
So it is suicidal mission for robots. If you get damaged, then nobody knows who won or who lost.
No, sir, there are some rules based on which we decide. So we have an arena. So damage is not always necessary. If the robot is able to successfully push the other robot outside that ring, then we consider that this particular robot has.
Good robot is a good invention. What is the best use of robot which robot should be put for? Think about all use, civil engineering, non-civil engineering, mechanical, whatever it is.
Yes. So there are widespread uses. We can use it in healthcare for robotic surgeries. Apart from that, in civil engineering, sir, we are using robots in the form of 3D printing. The robotic extrusion arm is used for that. Apart from that, sir, it can be also used for delivery systems, the day-to-day activities. And we are also now, sir, China has come up with some robots which will be actually running a marathon as well. So in that sense also we can think.
All the best, Aishwarya.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Aishwarya, what is the importance of probability and risk analysis in policy making?
So probability and risk management is...
Risk analysis.
yes, sir. So probability and risk analysis will help us in designing policies which will be more outcome oriented, and we will be better prepared if they do not go as per our...
Give some example.
So may I think for a few seconds?
Please.
Yes, sir. Sir, while preparing the district development plan, we have certain parameters at hand. The population projection, then the land acquisition. But there is a possibility that we may not be able to raise that much resources. So some alternate planning of financial resources can be done based on the risk analysis and also the probability theory. Secondly, sir, when we talk of transit-oriented development, so there we also project what will be the ridership, in terms of the number of people, whether we'll be able to raise that much resources or not.
Tell me how graph theory is used in traffic management and urban plan.
So graph theory will help us to project the traffic that is expected, and also based on that, we'll be able to analyze and better manage our routes. Apart from that, in urban planning, sir, we can project how much will be the population here, what all resources and amenities are necessary, and based on that, we can extrapolate our resources and approaches.
What is the application of fuzzy logic in governance?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the logic.
You're not aware of it. No problem. What policies would you suggest over and above what government is doing for improving sanitation and waste management in Maharashtra urban areas? Already some policies and works are there.
Yes.
What more you would suggest? Because they are not fully effective or they are not fully tackling the problem. So you tell me as an administrator.
So we can go for integrated solid and waste management. So rather than focusing just on waste, solid and waste and segregation, if we integrate them, we will be able to generate even energy from it.
They are not doing it at present.
So it is on a pilot basis. Some places we are doing it, but
What have been the impact of pilot basis? Have it been, effective?
sir, it is in process. In Nashik, we do have one, but it is too early to say whether it is effective or not. But their generation is good.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All yours.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank
You're
you.
fine? Good. Tell me, the construction industry in India, how much is it worth?
Sir, I'm not aware of the figures. I'm read about it.
Okay. What percentage does it contribute to the GDP?
Sorry, sir, I'll read about it.
But I thought you were a civil engineer.
Yes, sir, I'll read about it.
Okay. You are into mathematics also. Anything special about 2025?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, it is the perfect square of 45.
Excellent. What now we understand by that collapse conjecture.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Well, in civil engineering, how many modes of tunneling are there?
Sir, what I can recollect right now is, sir, we use a tunnel boring machine to do the direct tunneling. Another one is the boring that is known as, sir. Another is the rat hole mining, but that is not allowed now, sir. That's what
That is mining.
Yeah.
I'm talking of tunnels.
Sorry, sir.
Or when are open, cut and covers,
Yes, sir.
the boring, any other anything on thing.
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
Okay, how many varieties of bridges can you define?
So we have arch type bridges, we have cable stayed bridges, suspension bridges, cantilever bridges.
What is a Bailey's bridge?
Sir, it is a type of suspension bridge. That's what I can recollect.
Bailey's bridge is a suspension bridge. Then we look up that also.
Yes, sir, I'll read about it.
That tunneling which is being done in the mountains and the harbors, do you think they are, recipe for a environmental disaster in due course?
Sir, that will depend upon the environment impact assessment we will have to do there. Because, sir, these are tunnels that are being constructed. They are for the developmental purposes.
But what is your own view? What is your own analysis? This way, that way, or no way?
Sir, we need to balance both, because that is what we'll have to do for sustainable development, sir. We cannot say that because there are risks associated with it, we will not construct it. There are always mechanisms, sir, where we can mitigate the risk. And also from civil engineering perspective itself, we have various methods. For example, if the slope stabilization is a problem, then we can have retaining walls or even other geotextiles can be used to manage the slope.
But will all these activities not bring other problems? We solve one problem, replace it with another problem.
Yes, sir. Sir, it will vary case by case. We will have to see what the terrain is, what issues we will have. Maybe the social impact assessment will also need to be done, and based on that, we can take a call.
Okay. Last one. You were talking of construction. You said something about the stone construction. Have you seen the Red Fort in Delhi or in Agra or the Taj Mahal?
No, sir, I am not sure.
None of them?
No.
But otherwise, as your knowledge goes, is the Red Fort actually made of stone?
Oh, sir, the superstructure is the red sandstone, but for the foundation, I am not aware because, sir, for Taj Mahal, we have like the wooden foundation. So for Red Fort, sir, I'll have to say.
Even the superstructure, as you call it, of the Red Fort, or is it actually made of red stone or is it something else?
Sir, I will read about it.
Okay, read out.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Aishwarya.
Hello, sir.
Aishwarya, Prime Minister travels to Thailand. What is BIMSTEC? What is BIMSTEC?
Sir, it is the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral and Economic Cooperation.
What advantages does India derive being a member of BIMSTEC?
Sir, India has been instrumental in its foundation, and it gives BIMSTEC a South Asian identity. And being a part of BIMSTEC, we are able to establish ourselves as a net security provider in the region. It helps us have that economic leverage also because recently, sir, in 2022, the charter has also been adopted by BIMSTEC. So we are seeing greater institutionalization of BIMSTEC. Apart from that, so currently the intra-regional trade is 5%.
Very good. But when the Prime Minister went to Mauritius, he announced what is called the Mahasagar Initiative.
Yes.
Are the objectives of the Mahasagar aligned with those of BIMSTEC?
Yes, sir, they are aligned because overall, sir, India's policy has been consistent where we want security and growth for all in the region. So it is not just restricted to our neighborhood, but all the countries, sir, because we follow the policy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and all our initiatives are aligned.
Council of the UN determined.
Sir, we have the P5 members and they are permanent members. Apart from that, there are 10 non-permanent members also, and they are elected for a 2-year term by the General Assembly.
The World Bank and the IMF is there an overlap in their goals? What are their USPs?
Sir, the IMF was instituted to provide loans to the developing countries and ensure the financial stability, global financial stability. But the World Bank was an organization which has multiple organs. There are 5 organs in the World Bank group, and their role is to provide loans to developing countries, ensure that there is less loan interest rate that is given to them. And apart from that, sir, it differs on the basis of their functioning as well.
What is the World Bank?
So the World Bank has multiple organs. First is to provide loans to developing countries. Second is
What is the Namo Drone DD scheme? Has that?
Sir, it is a scheme to provide the self-help groups, the drones, and they will then provide it to the farmers. So it is a step towards ensuring the Lakpati Didi that we want to establish. And through that, we are empowering not only women but also farmers.
Aren't you putting technology in the hands of somebody who is not capable of handling that technology?
Sir, capabilities can be developed, and sir, with respect to farmers or even women, we can always train them, sir, to deal with the technology.
And you give a car to somebody who is still learning driving, who is not familiar with the roads.
Sir, we will give the car, so eventually with practice, they will develop.
Uncontrolled drone in the sky a risk.
Sir, there are various regulations, so if we train them, they will be able to handle it well, sir.
What is the reason why Maharashtra sees so many farmer suicide?
Sir, two primary reasons are the economic distress, and second is, sir, the lack of support. Because it has been observed in more than 50% of the cases that family members did observe some form of change in behavior, but the right intervention was not provided, and so the suicides did happen.
I thought debt is the main.
Yes, sir, economic distress is the main reason for it, but we are not providing the intervention, so that is escalating into committing the suicide.
What are feral cats?
Feral cats, they are the cats which are in the wild, sir. That's what I am able to
They
understand.
are wild in the urban areas, and that is a major man-animal conflict zone. As a future administrator, how will you, as a cat lover, what is your solution to cats not bothering people now?
Sir, we can encourage their adoption, sir, because if they are socialized properly, they will not be attacking people. Secondly, we can create community feeding zones
I
and shelters.
expect the future administrator to bend on the side of humans rather than cats.
Sir, we need a coexistence, sir, and we do see many people who
And over there, some people brought them along.
Yeah.
They are not intrinsic to the, although cats have territorial,
yes, sir.
but cat is a nuisance.
Sir, they may not always be nuisance, sir, because we are
They are.
sir, some might be, but sir, we also see in urban areas now concepts like cat cafes are coming up. So people are more involved. They want to engage with cats, and they are very good companions also, sir. So we need to manage, and that will help.
You want Nasik to be known as the grape capital of India or the wine capital of India? No.
Sir,
Ek bolo na.
sir, it is already the wine capital of India.
Who was Le Corbusier?
Oh, sorry, sir, I am not aware.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Not only that cats are nuisance, people who like cats also are nuisance.
Sir, I beg to differ with you, sir.
Then, is it some honor that Nasik is now known as wine capital?
Sir, from the economic perspective, it is an honor, but sir, Nashik has multiple identities as well. It is also known as the spiritual capital of Maharashtra.
That was not your response to his question. When you said Nasik's fame, you said both.
Right.
And between grape and wine, you said both. It means being wine capital is some sort of an honor.
Sir, if we see the wine culture in Nashik, sir, it is more of associated with the exports, and it has empowered farmers there as well.
Nasik women also have become drunkards. They're celebrating their wishes, drinking, getting drunk, and husbands are waiting at home. That's what has happened to culture in Nasik.
So this is the issue which has larger social implications also, sir, and this is not just restricted to Nashik, but it is across India, sir, and globally as well. So this is the implication of the increased westernization, I would say. But traditionally, sir, it started with the table grape revolution, and we also consume it at the local level. So it also has an angle of empowerment to it. Sir, as regards to whether people choose to consume it, sir, I think that will be a personal choice.
How does Nasik get its name?
Sir, it is associated with the Ramayana, where Lakshman cut the nose of Shashtanaka, and so from there, Nashik has come.
That is one theory. There is one more.
Sir, I am aware of it.
Okay. Who was Kusumagraj?
Sir, he is known as Dr. Vishnu Vaman Shirvadkar, and he was a famous writer, a playwright, and also a novelist from Nashik. And one of his famous play is the Natasamrat, which talks about how the fame is impermanence.
What is Nasik's connection with social reform movement?
Yes, sir. So we had Bikaji Kama and Cornelia Sorabji also. She was instrumental in advocating the rights of the Parda Nashins. But later, sir, because of her opposition to Mahatma Gandhi's civil disobedience movement, her reach declined. Apart from that, sir, we have other various freedom fighters.
What if I say that on both counts you are probably forgetting the most important ones if you are talking of social reform or if you are talking of freedom fighters? On both counts, may I say that you are forgetting what is probably the most important one?
Sir, from freedom fighters, sir, we have Anant Lakshman Kanheri, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar.
Okay? Social reform?
Sir, I am forgetting the name.
What is Kalaram Mandir?
So Kalaram Mandir is dedicated to Lord Ram, and we also have Goddess Sita and Lord Lakshman in the temple. And it was constructed by the Sri Ramrao Odikar. And it is famous for the black stone there. It is sourced from the Ramushej hill. And apart from that, sir, it is constructed in the Nagar style. And recently, sir, the Pran Pratishthan was done in the Kalaram Mandir.
Does it have anything to do with social reform movement?
Yes, sir. Sir, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's Nashik Satyagraha, where he burned the Manusmriti in the Kalaram Mandir.
What are your favorite short films?
Sir, one is Paivat, which talks about the struggles of a girl who is affected by schizophrenia. And it deals with the aspect that when family members support such people, the recovery rate is very high. And it also gives us a message that if we have to give any gift to anybody, that would be to believe in them when they themselves cannot believe in them.
Great. Excellent, Aishwarya. Thank you. All the best. Tell us your own self-analysis first.
Sir, I was not able to answer some basic questions with respect to history and civil engineering, so that I need to brush up, sir. And somewhere, sir, I felt that did shake my confidence towards the end.
Acha, why?
Sir, I felt that these were something which I should be knowing, like non-negotiables.
Okay. But first of all, Aishwarya, we are all very happy with your interview. We are very happy with you. And my one-word description is outstanding. Of course, keep working. I'll make some suggestions, but absolutely outstanding. And if I'm to say in terms of UPSC score, if the interview goes like this, I'm still calling it 199. So it's almost touching or even crossing 200. Simply outstanding.
And we all on the panel agree with and endorse that our outstanding.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
And of course, April 3, if you are 199, then April 11, you should go for best of the scores, all-time best. You know what are those scores?
Sir, highest is 215.
Between 250 and 220.
Sir.
Across last many years, best. But you are perfectly capable of getting it. Absolutely, yeah. So, like you, if you said you were not able to answer some questions, it may be objectively true. But what is more important is for such questions, you were not disturbed at all. The genuine smile, the genuine cheerfulness never vanished. So again, outstanding way to go about it. Nobody basically knows everything. Even we don't. Pursuit of knowledge is a never-ending process. Even the panel doesn't expect you to be Sarvajnani. But the panel does want to say how you come across, how you deal with the situation when you don't know the answer. Today you have done exceedingly well. So very quietly with a smile saying things like either I don't know or I need to study that or I will go deeper into it, or like I'll read more about it, etc. Perfect way to go about it. And in coming days, of course, keep preparing. I'm going to say those things. But first of all, everything outstanding. Then if you are saying towards the end you felt some confidence shaken, then I'm going to say it is again your success that did not become visible.
Yeah, it was not reflecting.
None of us thought that now your confidence is shaken. Yes, the couple of last things we did discuss, I will come to that. Yes, there are some basic ones to which, yes, in coming 7 days, you would do even better by paying some attention. But again, an excellent factor was that you were able to hold yourself and not let that sense of shaken confidence become visible. That also is a great success, mind you. So this one, I am so happy. You have made our day happy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now, some small things, small, important, whatever. But one thing is, really remember, because your interview is on 11th of April, and that is Mahatma Phule's birthday, and you as a candidate from Maharashtra, possible. On 11th, there are 50 interviews scheduled. So it's not like the panel will go on asking all 50 members the same question. That's not done. But when they see you as coming from Maharashtra, that too Nasik, which is now well known throughout India, there will be members on the panel who are deeply knowledgeable about Maharashtra, including Nasik. They will be deeply knowledgeable about that. So do brush up on Mahatma Phule, his work, precision. At the start, there were once or twice slip of tongue.
Yes, sir.
That I wonder whether that was your time to settle on the pitch, that you came in all happy, therefore we are happy. But like first initial this thing, so calling it 1948 instead of 1840, some 1 or 2, no big deal. But do brush up on Mahatma Phule, his work, then his current relevance also, because that may prompt some panel member to start discussing current issues in Maharashtra. So it is about Maratha reservation, its current legal standing, constitutional standing. It could also, because policy of reservation emerges from Mahatma Phule. He is the first thinker to talk of reservations on caste basis. Shahu Maharaj went on to implement it. And then we have all post-independence constitutional development. But current Maharashtra is witnessing this very serious, very grim situation where Marathas are demanding OBC, and therefore OBCs feel that then it will mean encroachment on their share, and so there are social tensions. They can come up. So broader issue will be current issues of Maharashtra. Do brush up on all of them. For example, again, Nasik being a Mahanagarpalika, I am sure you know that for last 4 years, elections for all local self-government bodies. So, if they are urban, it's Nagarpalika or Mahanagarpalika. Rural will mean Panchayat Raj. Elections haven't happened. And what is at the root is this reservation. This was for OBC, pending issue with the Supreme Court. Do brush up that.
Yes.
I will also try and make you aware of one possible process that can happen in your interviews. First 1, 2, 3 members. By that time, they will conclude she is good. Okay. Then remaining members and back to chairperson. Then they may say, okay, she is good. Let's see how good she is. How good she is means tougher questions. And I can already see that in fact, if tough questions begin, you will smile. That it means actually a left-hand compliment is being paid to you. So that is the way to go about it. But keep the mind ready for that. Then Nasik also has a very close relationship with, it's a very lively place. I must tell you personally, I am pained. Pain is my word. That Nasik now gets known as bloody wine capital of India. Whatever are those issues, etc. There is so much more to Nasik than that. It's a vibrant literature place. Nasik is a major center. Only Punekars will claim a better claim, but Punekars think Pune is the capital of the whole world. Cultural. So Punekars may allow Nasik to be cultural capital of Maharashtra as long as Nasik agrees that Pune is the cultural capital of the world. But Nasik is a vibrant, very creative center in everything, mind you. And I assure you there will be people who know this. Kusumagraj, Vasanta Kanetkar, all-time great dramatists, Ananta Kanekar, an essayist, Vavarti, a story writer whose stories are world-class. Then Nasik has a center for social reform movement that in our discussion it came a bit late. Kalaram Mandir Satyagraha that Ambedkar did is a landmark development in social reform movement. And it has a current relevance also, please remember. Unfortunately, Ambedkar and his colleagues were beaten back in 1927. Okay? Go deep into, we are short on time, but do study that. Point I'm saying is, his son is the current Mahanta of the temple. His name is Mahanta Sudhir Das. He apologized for what happened with Ambedkar. This is a great thing to do. Yeah. So it takes the society ahead. So whatever happened back 100 years ago, Mahanta Sudhir Das, his father was the Mahanta that time. But Mahanta Sudhir Das apologized. It's a current relevance. Very much of a social reform in current time. So, very important one. And freedom struggle, can you have anyone better than Savarkar? So, you named Ananta Kanere first. Ananta Kanere, whatever he did, is also as inspired and organized by Savarkar. So, like among the greatest of the revolutionaries, so on and so forth, right? It happened 2 times that with panel members, you also spontaneously said hello. So panel says, hello Aishwarya. You spontaneous. Our suggestion is, for the interview purpose, you remain formal. So even if the panel member says hello, you respond with good morning, good afternoon. When is your interview on 11th?
The forenoon.
Forenoon. So it will be good morning. Sir, madam, whoever. But remember to respond with good morning, sir. Good morning, madam. While all answers, almost all, were excellent, a shade above even excellence also was the way you discussed earthquake resistant everything, civil, excellent. Again, above excellence. 2025, I thought Arya sir is going to also tell you one more very significant, very interesting, you can say tidbit, but very important mathematical tip. So, apart from 45 square, anything else?
No, I'm not a bit of film right now.
You want to tell her?
Whether it's cubes.
Yeah. It is 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube up to 9 cube is equal to 2025. Funny thing, interesting thing. What can come up? You as mathematics. Then on that mathematics front, there are many areas today we could not cover. So do brush up. For example, India's heritage in maths, India's contribution to maths, from absolutely ancient times starting with Vedas and the Indus Valley civilization, through all Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, Brahmagupta, Varahamihir, up to Ramanujan, and even now the current one. So do zero, decimal system, knowledge of pi, spheres, motion of planets around the sun, etc., etc. So, again, in light of otherwise excellence, even a more perfect full form of BIMSTEC. So 10 seconds again.
Yeah.
Tell us what is BIMSTEC.
Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Strictly, I am forgetting. That's what I forgot that.
T?
Science that I
It is technological and economic. No big deal again. But by 11th, the meeting will be over, and it's possible that on 11th it may come up. Now, some things again we could not cover, or let's pay more attention. You remember the importance of your birth date?
That's right. And the AIDS Day celebration.
So some panel member may want to discuss that further. Then a job you did as plant manager can come up. So what was the job, the nature, and then questions that may emerge from that. One area today we could not cover is United Nations. You were best delegate. Whatever is the current stature of United Nations can come up for discussion. We did discuss robo wrestling. In addition to that, much can come. AI, all discussion on AI. Also, this topic of suicide is painfully important. It can come up. It can be farmer suicide, or even why people are driven to suicide, and how do we help them? How do we ensure what kind of human communication that will help them? Marathi short films, the example you gave was again outstanding. Example was outstanding. The way you gave it is outstanding. Just continue like this. Right? Some discussion on this NGO Swayam is also possible. And then again, the way time flew, we didn't find time to discuss many possible national and international current issues. But that in coming week, pay special attention to national and international current issues. Right? Great.
Right. If you score 222 or more than that, do remember.
Yeah.
I'm sticking my neck out to wish
Yeah.
that you score on time high.
Yeah.
After first.
And
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah. Absolutely excellent. Anything you want to ask?
Sir, since I put IPS as a lower fifth, I get asked for
Yeah. Possibly.
Sir, what should I answer?
What is your
I don't think physically I will be able to live up to the expectation.
not advisable? This answer is not advisable. In a way, you are stating yourself, understating, or that answer also may be interpreted as sort of shirking or running away from responsibility. You may have to think about it. My suggestion will be, of course, the most important key I always suggest is our honest answer without any compromise with honesty. One way to go about this could be, for such a question, kind of bypassing it by saying, my main goal is IS. So it's not about having lesser for IPS, but my main goal is IS.
Just a question of me.
And also, I would suggest you to make it clear to the panel that all services are equal, and if allotted, I will serve to the best of my abilities in whichever service I am allotted. My point again is, never say one word against any service. So it's not about why don't I want to join IPS, neither against the service nor against one's own self-image, as if I am not suitable for IPS or my medical, etc. Come on. Again, let me tell you, even on, say, physical, medical grounds, etc., if even IS officer is worth his salt, his her, even they have to work their day in and day out. No question about medical, physical fitness, etc.
You were allotted to Nagaland or Sikkim, some places. When here you've been going even with trekking.
Yeah.
So fitness is not a person. Never talk about anything which shows that you are thinking about your discipline. Yeah, no discipline. You are capable of serving hand service.
Yes.
Right? And I'm sure you are ready for possible questions on all Aishwaryas of the world. We didn't spend time. They are very obvious. But on the 11th of April, who knows? Someone may want to discuss. Our batch's topper, she's a girl named Rajni. You may not know that year a very famous serial was going on wherein main character was Rajni. The role was played by Priya Tendulkar,
Yes.
Vijay Tendulkar's daughter. And the character is tough, straightforward, independent, and fiercely fighting for justice. So our batchmate was asked in the interview, what is the difference between these two Rajnis? My batchmate Rajni said, she is Rajni in the serial, I am true Rajni. Sort of, something. So something like you. That Aishwarya is now old. This is now, and if she is a daughter-in-law of Amitabh Bachchan, I am daughter of Bharat Mata. Something, but that can come out, right?
I shall sign in administration like she's signing in films. Like that.
Better than her. Not like.
Yes.
Yeah? So he has set a target for you. 222. Yeah? Yeah. All absolute blessings, Aishwarya. You have really made our day happy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. These are notes for you.
Yes.
Keep in touch all the time.
Yes, sir.
Bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.